guys, this is MyCrazy GameAddiction, and today we are playing Advanced Warfare, and I haven't played this game in like forever, and yeah, I'm just trying to get my groove back. I lost a lot of it once I stopped playing it, and it kind of just stopped working. Long story, but this is that's what I'm explaining in this video. I've had a lot of things happen in the past 2 months or something since I made that last update slash Storytime video, and yeah, I'm gonna explain this in this video, all the things that have happened. So I'm gonna start off with okay, so like I don't know when it happened, but like it was like 2.5 weeks ago, 2.5 months ago, sorry, and no, not that long ago, maybe like two months ago, yeah, and I don't know, I think it was just like out of nowhere this happened, and it was with my Xbox. I think there was something seriously wrong with my console, and yeah, it made all my games crashed. Like every time I started them up, they would crash right away. It did it to Advanced Warfare. It did it to almost all my multiplayer games, and I had to uninstall and reinstall Black Ops 3 and Rainbow and Infinite Warfare. Modern Warfare Mastered worked, which was weird, but yeah, everything else I had uninstall, reinstall, and I tried to do that eventually when I had the time with Advanced Warfare, and it kept saying installation stop, so I just never played it, and yeah, that's kind of what happened. Like I was that happened with a lot of games. So about 3 days ago, there was an update for Black Ops 3 and Rainbow, and I clicked update, and it was really weird. It uninstalled both the games, and then when I tried to install them back, it told me that the installation stopped, and I didn't know really what to do, so I contacted Xbox, and I tried, to see if they could help me. There was no wait, actually, surprisingly. There was like, it was like one of those live messages things with a Microsoft supporter or whatever, Xbox helper, I don't know, whatever, and her name was Stacy, and I don't know, like, if that matters, but yeah, her name was Stacy, and she told me all this list of like, what should I do to fix this problem, and it actually worked for Black Ops 3, and when I did it try to install Rainbow again, it didn't work. It told me that what was it? It told me still installation stopped, and I was like, well, that's weird, and the conversation ended with Stacy, so I contacted another person, and his name was like Jason or something, and he gave me a bunch of like steps and like things to do, and I did every single one, and he gave me different ways and all that, and every single one just did the same thing, installation stopped. So he finally had just sort of said, it just must be a console thing. So he told me that I should reset my console, and I'm like, okay, would that uninstall my games? Like, would that do that? And I'm like, I don't want to reinstall 58 games. Like, that would suck. And he's like, no, that won't do anything. Just click, there's a button called keep games and apps. And I'm like, okay, I clicked it. I reset the Xbox. I had to put in the time. I had to sign in, all that again, and do all the settings again. And finally, I got to the main screen, and I went to my games and apps, and it showed that I only had 10 games. And I'm like, what? I asked him what happened. Like, I had 58 games, and he's like, I don't know. And I'm like, 10 of those games were internally, and I'm like, I had 48 games that were on my external hard drive, and he's like, oh, I forgot to ask you that you had an external hard drive, and I'm like, seriously? And he's like, okay, try plugging it into a different port. And I'm like, okay. So I plugged into a different port, and it picked up. And I'm like, okay, now it works. It said it picked it up. And then it was weird because it didn't show up all the games I had. It only showed up that I had 2. And I'm like, I had 48 games installed on my external hard drive. It should have 48. But the weirdest part, it still said I had 25% used, which was what it was before. And I'm like, okay, this is weird. It said I had Titanfall still on there and Smite. And I'm like, okay, those are pretty unuseful. Like, I want Black Ops 3. I want Rainbow. Like, where's all those games? And I asked him, like, it only shows I only have 2 games. And he's like, oh my god, you might have to bring in your Xbox. Like, we might have to work on it. And I'm like, okay, but my warranty ended. And he's like, don't worry. And he gave me a link. And I'm like, okay. So I went to further into the settings to try to fix it myself, which was a bad idea. Okay, I think I did. I don't know. It was kind of a positive and a negative at the same time. So there's like that glitch where it said it was 25%. So I was like, okay, this is weird. Maybe I'm gonna try to get my games back. So I looked further in the settings, and it said this like word or something, and I clicked on it. I can't remember what it's called. What it was, but yeah, I clicked on that, and then I said yes, and then what I saw was 25% turned into 0%, and all my percentage that was used on that external hard drive disappeared, and I'm like, oh shit, I literally just screwed with it even more. Like, what am I gonna do? And yeah. I have to install all my games all over again. But after that, I cried so much. I was so sad. I was like, Mom, I don't want to lose all my progress. I've worked so hard on everything. Like, I don't want to lose all my Xbox stuff and all my things. And she's like, but your achievements are still here. And I'm like, oh yeah. And she said that, like, she's like, then try installing game and see if you're there. And I'm like, okay, I was level 121 on Rainbow. And it still said that. I was like, oh my god, thank God. Thank God. And I was so relieved. But I have to install 48 more games. Like, oh my god, this is gonna take so much time. Right now I have Call of Duty Advanced Warfare installed, Black Ops 3, Infinite Warfare, and a few other games. Rainbow, of course. Yeah, but yeah, that was very frustrating. But yeah, moving on to the next thing that happened. This was around the same time. My dog had like an allergic reaction to something, and I don't know what, but her stomach broke out into hives, and I looked it up on the internet and said that means she had something that she was allergic to, and she ate something or inhaled something that she was allergic to, and yeah, I tried to fix it. We put aloe vera on her stomach. I was really worried about her because after Percy died, I got really worried for the dogs, and I didn't want another dog to die, and yeah. Percy was enough. So yeah, I was really worried about her, and I get so worried. I'm like, Mom, there's something seriously wrong with Bella, and she's like, she'll be fine. But yeah, she's fine now. She's gotten a lot better. And by the way, Zach's okay. If you guys know who Zach is, he was in my KNF recruitment video, so you kind of already probably knew that. But he's fine now. He is getting better. I can't really tell you exactly everything that happened, but because of his personal preference and privacy, but my dog just turned off my Xbox. Thank you, Daisy. Okay, but yeah, moving on. I got into game battles, you know, like Major League Gaming. I signed up for it with a friend named Fatal Ghost Face, and he has a YouTube channel. I'll put it in the description down below. He has a pretty cool channel, and I really think you should go check him out. We are trying to get up there, but we're losing like every game. At least it's, you know, we're trying. So, but we've been having some really bad luck, okay? We have reasons. But, yeah. You should really go check him out. The link will be down in the description. He is really good at Call of Duty, and he's way better than I am. So, yeah. If you enjoyed this video, that's going to be all. Make sure to leave a like and comment, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and thank you guys so much for everything, and see you guys in the next one. Yeah.